My dream car wasn't just metal and paint, it was a promise I made to myself. A sleek, midnight blue convertible, the kind you see in old movies. I'd spent years working double shifts at a diner, saving every penny, dreaming of the day I'd feel the wind in my hair as I cruised down the coast. That day finally came. I bought it. Cash. The feeling was indescribable. It was mine. But my family, they saw things differently, especially when it came to my sister, Clara. Clara has always been the center of our family's universe. A few years ago, she went through a tough breakup and developed what my parents called a sensitive disposition. Since then, every family decision has revolved around Clara's healing. This healing, however, often came at my expense. If he got a promotion, the celebration had to be muted so it wouldn't trigger Clara's feelings of inadequacy. If he planned a trip, he was guilted into canceling because Clara might feel abandoned. My life was constantly being downsized to fit into the small, fragile box of her emotional needs. And my parents, they were the chief enforcers of this arrangement. The breaking point came a few weeks ago. I came home from work, ready to take my car for a spin, and the driveway was empty. My head dropped. I ran inside, my mind racing. Mom? Dad? Where's my car? I yelled, a knot of dread tightening in my stomach. My mom wouldn't look at me. My dad cleared his throat. Son, he started, when it out. Clara had a setback. I braced myself. Her therapist suggested a spontaneous wellness retreat. A month in a luxury spa. It's supposed to do wonders for her recovery. I stared at him, confused. Okay, and what does that have to do with my cat? My mom finally spoke, her voice soft but firm. We needed to pay for it, sweetie. It was very expensive. The world tilted on its axis. You didn't, I whispered. We sold it. My dad sighed, as if he were telling me he'd sold an old lawnmower. It was the only way. You understand, it's for your sister's health. Understand. I felt a wave of cold fury wash over me. All those years of work, all those sacrifices, gone, for a spa trip. Her health? I laughed, but it was a bitter, broken sound. You sold my dream, my hard work, for her so-called healing. Did you even ask me? Sir, wasn't time. My mom sighed defensively. And you would have sighed no more. We know how selfish you can be about your things. Selfish. The word hit me like a slap. I had spent my entire life accommodating Clara, dimming my own light so hers could shine brighter. And he was the selfish one. No more. I sighed, my voice dangerously calm. No more. This stops now. I looked at their stunned faces. You sold my property without my permission. That's not just unfair, it's illegal. I'm not a family bank. And I'm not your doormat. My dad scoffed. Don't be dramatic. We're family. We'll pay you back. Eventually. Eventually isn't good enough. I replied, standing up. I want the money, the full amount the car was sold for. And I want it by the end of the month. They were shocked. My mother started to cry, accusing me of tearing the family apart. My father called me ungrateful, but for the first time, their words didn't sting. They sounded hollow. The spell was broken. I saw them not as my parents, but as people who had used me, who had taken my love and loyalty for granted. I walked out of that house and didn't look back. I found the bill of sale on the kitchen counter. They sold it for a fraction of its worth to a private buyer for a quick sale. The betrayal was staggering, so I did what I never thought I'd do. I called a lawyer. He confirmed what I already knew. They had committed a crime. I sent my parents a formal letter, demanding full compensation for the value of the car, not just what they sold it for, or he would press charges. The fallout was immediate. Clara called me, hysterical, screaming that he was ruining her life and her recovery. My extended family took sides, with most of them calling me heartless. They said he was choosing a lump of metal over my sister's well-being, but it was never about the car. It was about respect. It was about being seen as a person with my own dreams and in my own life, not just a supporting character in Clara's story. It was about drawing a line in the sand and saying, my feelings matter, too. My parents, faced with a legal battle they couldn't win, finally scraped the money together. They had to take out a loan. It was a tense, silent exchange when they handed me the check. Said were no more apologies, just resentment in their eyes. I took that money, and I'm now staying with a friend, figuring out my next steps. It's been hard, and incredibly lonely, but amidst the pain, there's a new feeling. Freedom. I'm no more longer living in the shadow of my sister's needs. I'm building a life on my own terms. I'll get another car one day, maybe not the same one, but it will be mine, and no one will ever take it away from me again. This whole experience taught me that sometimes, the most loving thing you can do, for yourself and even for your family, is to refuse to be used. It's about teaching people how to treat you. It's a tough lesson, but it's what I'm glad to finally learn it. Thank you so much for listening to my story. It means a lot to be able to share it. If you've ever been in a similar situation, know that you're not alone and your feelings are valid. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.